Today I'm going to take a look at the Olight Seeker 2. Now a few months ago I looked at the Pro version of this light, and the one I'm looking at today is similar with a few differences to it. If you've not seen that review, I'll link it in below, and I really think you should check that out before I look at this Seeker 2, because I'm going to do a lot of comparisons rather than a full review. Thanks to Skybin Trading for sending this to me to take a quick look at. Packaging, I'm going to quickly touch on this since it's really pretty much the exact same as the Seeker 2 Pro. Nice photo with the light on there, magnetic closure box that comes out. You get the light in here and your accessories are below. On the back you get statistics and then a runtime chart. Accessories with the Seeker 2 were less than the Seeker 2 Pro. You get the light itself, the proprietary 5000 milliamp hour Olight 21700 battery, a standard Olight lanyard here, and then MCCA 1 model Olight magnetic charger. The Pro version of the light came with everything I mentioned before, but the LDOC, a much larger charging cable, and a holster. Skybin also throws in a nice little clear package for your batteries. The construction of these two lights are very similar, and here are the major differences that I see. The anodizing is different on the Seeker 2 standard. Rather than being the hard, slick finish you see on the Seeker 2 Pro, it is a chalky anodizing. It's very similar to what you find on Army Tech lights. It marks up kind of easily, but it erases, for lack of a better word, by rubbing it or getting it wet. The Seeker 2 doesn't have the molded grips that the Pro does here. This isn't a huge deal to me, at least with dry hands. I felt grip was good with that dry anodizing, I'll call it. The front switch here is different between the two lights. The Seeker 2 Pro has this fancier switch with the power level and the battery indicator on the bezel. The Seeker 2 just has the standard Olight switch and bezel assembly. The button feels here are different. The Seeker 2 Pro has like kind of more of a rubbery silicone finish, and the Seeker 2 just has kind of a plastic finish. The Seeker 2 has an LED in the center here to give you battery power status. Size and weight, the length of the Seeker 2 came in at 126 versus the Pro's 128 millimeters. Diameter at the head and body were both identical at 35.4 millimeters, body tube at 27 millimeters, and both lights roll around really easily when sitting like they are now, as you'll probably see during this review. I was a little surprised at the weight difference between the two lights. The Seeker 2 Pro weighed in with battery at 197 grams, while the Seeker 2 Standard came in at 186.5 grams. Taking a look at the LEDs, the Seeker 2 Standard is using the same triple LED configuration, but in this light, the Osram LEDs are being used instead of the Cree XPL HD LEDs in the Pro. Olight doesn't give us the model of Osram used in the light, unfortunately, according to the official literature. Tint-wise, the Seeker 2 Standard has a tint that's a bit wider, especially at lower power, whereas the Seeker 2 Pro is a little bit warmer, rosier tint. Beam pattern on the Seeker 2 Standard has more defined hotspots and appears to be more focused. And we'll see that in my night shots here. All right, here are my outdoor shots for the Olight Seeker 2. This is running the Osram LEDs. This is moonlight mode, 5 lumens. Bumping up, this is low, 50 lumens. And we can see 50 lumens throws pretty dang well. Medium here is 300 lumens. This is a nice general purpose mode, runs forever at this light level. This is high at 1200, and then it steps down to 600. And then this is turbo, full 3000 lumen output. Pretty nice output. It's a nice even beam. It throws reasonably well for a triple with an optic. This is the Olight Seeker 2 Pro on my right, and the normal Seeker 2 on my left. Want to go through the modes here and kind of show the tint differences. So this is both high. Here is the Seeker 2, and here is the Seeker 2 Pro. Out here, very similar tints. We can see throws are pretty similar. If I had to say the Osrams and the Seeker 2 maybe throw just a little bit better. We can see those trees. Then here's the difference in turbo. So this is a full 3000 lumens in the Seeker 2. And this is the 3200 lumens in the Seeker 2 Pro. Very, very similar. To me, I can really not tell a difference to the eye. Maybe just ever so slight. Not much. So again, here is the Seeker 2. Low, medium, high, and turbo. Runtimes on the Seeker 2 were also longer due to those different LEDs. Total runtime was more than 250 minutes for the Seeker 2 standard, whereas the turbo seemed to last slightly longer as well. Seeker 2 standard ran high just past 100 minutes, and very similar to the Pro, but it saw two major decreases at the 50-minute mark, but then ran on low power and was usable light past that 250-minute mark. The slight differences in output are really not very noticeable in real life, and I'll trade that any day for more runtime. Low voltage protection kicked in at 2.958 volts. Outputs are listed as the same for all modes except turbo, the difference being only 200 lumens. Moonlight is 5 lumens, which is a little unfortunate. That's kind of high for Moonlight. Low is 50 lumens, medium is 300, high is 1200 lumens, then 600, and turbo is 3000 and then 600. UI on the Seeker 2 standard is very similar to other lights and the same as the Pro. When you press the button and hold, the light cycles through the available modes. You can long press from off to go to Moonlight, double press from off or from any other mode to go to turbo, and triple click to go to strobe. The light also features a lockout mode that's available, but in my opinion, just unscrew the tail cap ever so slightly, it's easier. Recharging is done with Olight's magnetic charger. This is the MCC1A version. Just clips onto the back like that. Your LED goes red when charging, green when charged. It's really simple. I observed a maximum charging speed of 0.9 amps, which resulted in an overall charge time of a whopping 6.5 hours for charging that 5,000 milliamp hour battery. This is pretty slow and very conservative for such a large cell. It's good for overall lifespan of the cell if you can wait, but Olight's competitors with similar batteries are charging all at 2 amps, which is plenty safe for this battery. Full battery clocked in at 4.135 volts. So for me, the pros are this is more affordable without much sacrifice of features. I like the increased runtime and throw with the Osram LEDs. It's a relatively small sized package for 21700 battery, and that triple LED continues to go mainstream in 2019. The cons for me are that 1 amp charging speed is really slow on a 5000 milliamp hour battery. 2 amps is still under 1C and plenty safe for this battery, and that's what all the competition's doing. No change in the magnetic hold ability of this light. That battery is enough to hold the light in the horizontal position, but will not hold it on the vertical. It's really there for charging. And no official word on the exact LED that's being used here. That's just disappointing. My conclusion is that the Seeker 2 is extremely similar to its twin brother, the Seeker 2 Pro. The 200 lumen difference between the two really isn't that significant to the eye, and the physical differences aren't showstoppers for me either. Olight's proprietary battery, like other manufacturers' branded cells, tend to be pretty expensive, and while I love the 21700 format, its proprietary nature and cost ends up being kind of a negative for me. Luckily, you should be able to use a standard button top 21700 in this light. It works fine. You need a small magnet on top, and that's a way to get a less expensive battery as long as you're okay with not charging on the light. Personally, my recommendation would be to go with a Seeker Standard here. It's roughly $30 difference in price at present time. While I like the rubber grip and battery level lubricators on the 2 Pro, I don't think they are significant enough to warrant the price difference between the two. And with that $30 saved, you can easily buy another battery for the Seeker 2. Overall, the Seeker 2 is a pretty good light and a better value than the Pro in my opinion. As always, guys, I'll have links to where you can pick up both lights in the comments below. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with all your friends. And till the next video, I'll see you soon.